Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a Walking Dead video leading up to the 13th episode for The Walking Dead Season 10, Michonne's last episode. In this one, we're going to take a look at all the preview pictures, possibly Virgil capturing Michonne, something like this. We'll get into your guys' Q&A questions after we look through these preview pics. And possible spoiler warning if you guys are not caught up for the Walking Dead television series, which is up to the 12th episode for the Walking Dead Season 10. So episode 13 coming up, What We Become. So they've released quite a few different little sneak peeks for this one. The opening minutes, which I think we discussed yesterday with Andrea and kind of the flashback sequence with Michonne and everything. And I don't know if you want to call it a nightmare scenario. I guess we can't really agree on what exactly it is. But everyone reads it as Michonne basically decides not to help Andrea in this alternate, type of reality or vision or thought for Michonne, and what would have happened if she decided not to help Andrea and she just let her die. So that's kind of what it seems like we're seeing in the opening minutes. We'll see how that relates into the episode. I guess it might have something to do with the fact that she's deciding to help Virgil, even though she knows she can't trust him. But, in the past before, she's mistrusting of people to a degree, as we saw with her friend there last season, if you guys remember, with the kids and everything. But then again, she did help Andrea, and that was something that was pretty great. I threw these ones in here because I just had them handy. Here's one from Season 3 with Michonne, and she's looking at Andrea with Merle there. I think this is when she was going to leave, right? If you guys remember, way back in Season 3, man. This one's really nostalgic just for me to see kind of the two of them together. And I really love Season 3, man. Season 3 was really great. You guys remember, like, Merle, the governor. And, sometimes it slips my mind, the friendship that Andrea and Michonne had developed in the way they kind of became at odds because of Andrea sort of siding with the governor and just everything that happened with that, and her being absolutely wrong about that decision, I want to say. So it's just kind of cool to see that one. This one is her actual first appearance in the Walking Dead series that I grabbed from just the Google images. AMC HD. Look at the quality, right? Like that's going way back, man. I remember this being a fun time. I was actually making videos at this time. A lot of you guys didn't know that, or some of you do. But that was a long time ago. But one of my first popular videos I did was Who is Michonne? And it was right after this scene right here, and I don't know how many millions of views it got. It got at least I want to say 1 million or 2 million, something. It got a lot anyway. That was a really exciting time to see her when her first appearance kind of came in. It was a lot of fun. Everyone wanted to know, oh, who's the lady in the cloak? Who's the lady in the cloak? Like, who's this Michonne? Or did we used to call her? I think at one time they were calling her Michonne, which they did not stick with, right? They switched to Michonne. I think Kirkwood even called her Michonne at one time. I don't know the proper pronunciation, but everyone calls her Michonne. Even Denai Guerrero does. So that's what we're going with. But man, that's just cool to kind of see that. So that's from the actual episode, when she first got there. I don't even think that was her as the actress. I think it's someone else under the cloak, and then they cast her for the next season. But I could be wrong in that. Maybe it is her. I don't know. Another one of her and Andrea in Woodbury and that. Oh man, maybe I should watch Season 3 back when all this is over. Maybe when the season's over. Maybe we could do a throwback review or something to something for Michonne, as like kind of a tribute to her or something. Here she is with the two. And again, some people are thinking like they just literally took scenes from the second season and the third season, and they just put them in to the episode here. So maybe that's what we'll see. Most people are saying they don't think we're actually going to see Laurie return to play Andrea, the actress who originally played her, because she did kind of leave on somewhat bad terms, or let's say unhappy terms, because she was disappointed, which you can definitely understand. She probably thought she was going to be there for a long time, as all the rest of us did too, and it didn't work out that way for us. So so maybe we won't see her return at all. I still hope that bygones be bygones, and maybe she'd be willing to do it for Denai, but I don't know, maybe not. Maybe we won't see it at all, but it would be kind of cool just with the two of them, right? So here we have the new pictures for this upcoming episode 13. We have Virgil and Michonne. He's kind of standing kind of in behind her. She's kind of looking around. I'm just, thinking as we watch the episode through here, at some point, is he going to, make a jump on her? Like when she puts her guard down, he's going to, capture her or something, or convince her to attack this other group or something that somehow has his family, and just, is there any truth to any of it? And it's really kind of sad, because here you have this really timid, kind of guy, and you just get the sense and the vibe with Michonne here that he is a true backstabber, and he's going to backstab her, and he's just kind of, luring her into this whole thing, and the sympathy from Rick having possibly lost his family or just whatever, her losing Rick, I guess, and just, her trying to be a good person and choosing to be the good guys, choosing to be a good, good girl in this case, is actually maybe just going to backfire again and get her into trouble again. Unless maybe they don't go that route because it's too obvious, and maybe Virgil doesn't, but then maybe they get in trouble with another group when they get to this said island. Just kind of ominous the way he's like standing in the background, like looking at her and stuff. Then you have this one here, and somebody they're talking to from looks of things. So maybe it isn't Virgil. Maybe Virgil doesn't end up, turning on or something. Maybe it's someone else who either captures Michonne or something happens with her, or they get into it with another group, and something like this happens, and she's all by herself. And Virgil, unless he's totally playing possum, he doesn't seem like somebody who's going to be able to really defend himself much against others, but he has survived all this time in the zombie apocalypse, so he must have some kind of skills or something. Granted, if you're on an island, maybe it's not that hard to survive because maybe there's no walkers there pretty much. At least maybe there wasn't earlier on. Here we have another one with her where she's kind of looking around. Some people think she'll find some stuff from Rick here, maybe, and that could kind of lead her off on a journey to find him, like find Rick's boots or something like this, or something, and just recognize it as his and find out about a community, and then just go off to have to rescue him, maybe be captured, something like this, delivered. Maybe Virgil's a recruiter. Lots of different ideas. We'll have to wait till this episode to actually see which one ends up being correct. Another one here, Virgil, and he's just such a creepy guy, isn't he? Like we're looking at these, it's like, look how creepy this heifer is, man. He's just so creep show, man. He's just such a creeper. He's like behind her all the time and stuff, and he's like acting like whatever. He's like, yeah, it could be in there. Oh, it could be in there. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, you protect me, Michonne. It's like you're just waiting for him to syringe her or something, or stab her in the back, or knock her over the head with something, or just anything like this when she puts her guard down. It's like, I just don't know, man. Here we have another one with some kind of barricade here. I'm thinking there's probably walkers all over the place. Here you have her where she's looking at him like, what in the F? I don't know what that expression is. It's something like, what is going on here, or what the hell? And he's looking at somebody else or something else. Maybe she's thinking he's deranged. Maybe she looks afraid of something. So I just don't know, man. I mean, like what? Usually I can make my mind up on some kind of predictions. This is one of those cases where I really cannot make my mind up at all of what's going to happen here. But we do there's a couple pictures coming up to give us some more info. Another one of her here where she's got there's blood pretty much all over her shirt and stuff like this. Maybe after killing some zombies or possibly killing some people. I don't know. But if she does go through and kill these people based on what Virgil's saying, is that going to be the truth, or is there going to be a twist that Virgil is using her to kill people and he's in the wrong? These are all possibilities. Here we have another one here with her with the hair cover, on. I don't know if she shaved her head at this point. I don't know if this is a flashback to earlier on in the zombie apocalypse when she was first kind of getting going, if that's what this has to do with. But I think she's wearing this when she gets Lucille. So how does that work its way into this? Oh man, I just have no idea. Is it a dream sequence or something like this? Whole bunch of zombies here. This one kind of looks dream-esque because you kind of have the, like the fog or whatever it is with the walkers. Granted, Michonne's super tough, so she can make pretty quick work of walkers. Now this one for me really has me worried. I mean, this one I just think is really kind of sad to see, because here you have Michonne who's so strong and she's so just fearsome and everything, and you just have her. She's just like thrown in this. What is this, like some kind of locked room or something like this, and there's like some morsels of food there, an apple that's mostly eaten and everything like that, and it's like, okay, so how can we read into this? Well, at some point she must get captured by somebody. Is it Virgil who's turned on her and locked her in or something like this with no way out? Is it a group that's captured her and Virgil and thrown her in and she has to escape? Could we see some scenes that maybe, was she ever kind of captured like she was in the comics with the governor? And did that ever really happen with her? It kind of feels like maybe they did that sort of with Maggie to a degree in the TV series. I'm trying to think back here if maybe they never used that storyline. Maybe they're going to now. I'd hate to see something bad happen to Michonne like this right before she leaves. But I mean, she just looks so helpless in this picture. It makes me really sad. You got the food and everything, and it's like, oh man, you want to see that strong Michonne who's smart and cunning and won't get tricked and won't get into bad situations. But I guess promises of it being too good to be true, having weapons and this whole thing, she couldn't help but go. And now either Virgil's turned on her or she's been captured by somebody, and it's just really sad to see her looking so helpless. But it does look like it's going to be a really good episode, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of twists and turns throughout, and we'll just have to see how this whole thing kind of wraps up for Michonne. Hoping to see as much Andrea as possible, but don't want to get my hopes up too high because maybe what we've seen already is all we get to see of her. It'd be really cool to see her come back or something. So some of your guys' questions for today. SKM Films says, Trev, did you notice that 10-12's ending was the first scene that Carol and Negan had together, or they coexisted in the first scene of the series? That's crazy, man. That's a nice call out, SKM, because I didn't think about that. But that's, after all these years, Negan enters in season 6 finale. This is the first time we've actually had a scene with Carol and Negan together, and it's a doozy, right? It's a heads will roll. It's a head rolling type of scene. Very cool. So I didn't think about that, but that's a nice catch there, SKM. Very, very cool that that's the first time they share a scene, and it's a great one, that's for sure. So looking forward to seeing more kind of stuff with Carol and Negan, and I hope they do a flashback, and I'm sure they probably will before the end of the season, of when Carol approached Negan to let him free, and what the deal was from that part. I think showrunner did, that'd be Angela Kang for Walking Dead. I think she did confirm that Negan was always going to kill Alpha. That was always his intention. Even when they slept together, even when they did whatever, his intention was always going to be to kill Alpha. So there's that. We've kind of touched on that a little bit this week, and Negan's motivations and whatnot. I tend to think that, that makes sense to a degree. If Alpha was somewhat different or something, then maybe it could have been different. But certainly when he found out she was going to kill Lydia, that was the time when he probably couldn't hold himself back to go ahead and do it. He had the agreement with Carol and everything, even though they'd been intimate. It's just whatever, he's going to do it. Plus it's Negan too, and he's a killer too. He's killed a lot of people, so for him, one more is not as bad. Although her being a female is a little bit tricky, but she's a monster too, so is what it is, right? Brad Morgan says they're making and I guess we'll call it, I don't want to keep saying the word every damn video, but there's so many comments about it right now. I'm going to try to kind of stop doing videos on it almost entirely because, it's getting in my head too much, and I'm thinking about like, oh my God, this is so bad and stuff. So I'm going to try not to kind of touch on it too much. It's probably inevitable that we will, from your guys' comments and live streams and whatnot, considering the series we cover are apocalyptic. But apparently it says here they're making a instead of saying the word, let's say TS19 to do it in Walking Dead equivalency instead of the COVID. So they're doing a TS19 zombie movie, or you guys get that right? You get it right. Man, it's kind of disgusting to me. It's like, usually I like zombie movies, but this is the type of case where trying to make some cash off of this whole world pandemic situation, it's just got bad taste written all over it to me. I mean, I know that this kind of stuff is going to happen. People are going to do it, right? When you have something like this. I think there's a series on Netflix, Pandemic or something like this. I'm going to check it out later and see. It was released at a very strange time considering what's just happened. It must have been in production way before and prepped and then just released it. Just very strange timing for sure. So I'll check that out. But am I interested to see a COVID zombie movie? No. Considering, you guys are going to ask me to, aren't you? But considering just the fact that it's like, that's not something, it's such bad taste, man. Like, you shouldn't do that. I'm not behind that or supportive of that at all, because real people are hurting in real life. Some of you guys have told me, a couple subscribers have gotten it of mine, and my heart goes out to you guys as it does to everybody. I hope we can beat this thing back. I hope you guys get it, the couple of you that have it, that reached out, have a speedy recovery. Stay strong, you guys. And no, I don't think this is cool that, they're going to do a movie like that based on something like this, because it's man, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one. Dre Thomas says, I'm with you, Trev. Beta killing Gamma bothered me as a man. So it did bother a lot of people. A lot of people did. There were some people who said, like, I don't get what the big deal is, Trev, just because they're girls, whatever. Some people brought up, as we discussed, equality and stuff already. They used it in, yesterday's video we talked about that. But, yeah, so I'm glad I'm not the only one that was bothered by it. AOTD said, I think It was an awesome episode. It was sad for Gamma and Earl that they both died. As a girl, I can say that, or at the time when I was watching, Carol deserved to be punched in the face by Yumiko, but I hate Beta. I hope he dies by the end of the season. Yeah, you have to hate Beta now after him just mercilessly killing people, just like I said, women without any remorse or anything. I mean, it's just he is a certain kind of monster. So he's kind of our big bad now for Walking Dead, I guess. Since Alpha's out of the picture, Beta is the main Walking Dead villain now. I guess he's been upped in that way, and it's weird about Carol. I think we'll probably do one maybe tomorrow or the next day on Carol, which is how we kind of feel about Carol now. It's kind of strange, because of what Alpha did. You would tend to think that it'd be like okay for Carol. Like it'd be like, well, Alpha did what she did. She killed all these people. She put them on Pics. She killed her son. She trolled her about it afterwards. So you can definitely get behind her motivation. But it's odd that when it actually comes time for her to get her revenge and she's verified in her vengeance and it's been quenched, it's odd how I'm not really happy for her. I don't know. She got a lot of people hurt to do it, right? She definitely deserved to be punched in the face. I agree with that. And I love Carol usually, but this is a rare case where I can't really get behind her motivations 100% because as much as I like Carol, it's just like, and it's like, well, I guess Alpha had to be taken out, but it's just it's weird in the end that she seems kind of happy or it took you long enough or satisfied or something like this. I'm looking forward to seeing more from Carol and how you guys respond to it or how you guys take it. Leave a comment below and maybe we'll make that kind of the head starter for our next video we do in the next couple of days here, because it's interesting. I thought I'd be happy for Carol when she got her vengeance, but I'm not really, in some ways. I don't know. It's strange feeling. STB67 says, what if Andrew Lincoln gets the COVID, TS19? How will it affect the Rick movies? You know what I mean? It's like, these questions, man. I mean, I hope to God nobody gets it, right? I hope to God he doesn't get it. I hope to God you guys don't get it, or other of you guys don't get it. I mean, it's really crazy what's going on, and it's really, really unfortunate. But it is, should we entertain? No, let's not entertain ideas like that. The whole entertainment industry is basically shut down right now for the most part. Basically everything's shut down. So movies, TV series, whatever, it's all shut down right now. Let's hope that pretty soon it comes back. Let's hope that pretty soon we can get this thing reversed. But if it's as nasty as the media makes it out to sound like, then we'll see what happens, man. Really don't know. I guess I can't really avoid it even if I want to, because it's here. It's in almost every damn comment. What can you do? Samuel with our last one, who's got, if Fear was totally canceled, who from the show would you want to see absorbed into The Walking Dead? Aside from Morgan, Sammy says, I'll take Alicia and Charlie. Well, there's lots of characters in Fear that could be absorbed in Walking Dead. I wouldn't worry about that. I wouldn't worry about it being permanently canceled or anything like that. Again, like I said, this is the whole industry. Even Stranger Things Season 4, which was right in progress of filming its fourth season, even that got kiboshed for now or stopped for now. So this is the entire industry, everything. It's not just one show. I'm sure that this won't be the end for Fear or anything like that, far from it. And I'm sure it won't be the end for, Stranger Things or these other series too. I'm sure that eventually here people, the other thing too about our economy is that people need to get back to work at some point. They can be off for a while and that's cool. It's good to have a break for a little while. But eventually industries, people need to get back to work. Teachers are going to need to get back to teaching. People are going to need to get back to doing what they're doing. So we have kind of the quarantine that's going on right now and everything. And, that'll last for a little while. But, eventually people are going to need to also live their lives too and get back to the normal stuff. So we'll see how the whole thing kind of turns out here. I guess there's really no way to know one way or another. And but I'm sure, one thing I am sure of is that these things won't be canceled forever. And, whatever happens with fighting back the spread of the infection here in real life, things can't be done forever. Right? It's not, no. I mean, people are going to go back to work. Things are going to go back to normal one way or another, even if it's out there like the flu and some people get it, some people don't, that whole thing. It's, people are going to need to resume. Things are going to need to continue, and they will. And so that's just what it is. But who to absorb from Fear into The Walking Dead, if that was to happen, which it won't, but if eventually it did, let's say in several years or something, well, there's lots, like you said, a few of them there. Morgan, Alicia, top two probably. Charlie's another cool character, right? A very cool character that could be, kind of reminds me some ways of maybe like Enid, because those were some theories we had that Enid was a spy, but she actually is one. So a cool kind of maybe a little bit of a slanted or a cool little kid with a darker side. And they have an awesome roster. So you could even argue their roster might be stronger than Walking Dead right now. They have lots of different characters they could bring in. John, June, lots of others too. So Strand, everybody, Daniel. So they got lots that they could bring over to Walking Dead if they were to amalgamate both series at some point in the future. But I wouldn't worry about that right now. I still think for AMC, their best property that they have, even till today, is in terms of popularity and everything, is their Walking Dead universe that they've created and that they're doing. And it's not just AMC, that's down right now and affected. Like I said, this is something that it's changing our whole way of life. It's changing the whole world. And after it's all said and done, things are going to be different, right? In the next couple of years, there's going to be probably a World Health Organization put together. There's going to be probably vaccines and stuff like this, and it's gonna change things. So, and that's it's probably part of maybe that's all I should say. Anyway, that's it for the video, guys. If you liked it, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite. Check back in a couple days for another video, and let's look forward to a great episode this weekend for Michonne, for Denai, and maybe we'll do a throwback review after that, maybe to a special episode with her or something. Because her time in the series is sadly coming to an end. But I'm happy for the time that she did give us in the show, and we'll discuss it more when we do our review for her last episode and her goodbye. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon for another. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.